Look where I am in our classroom, but it's empty. Feels so lonely without you guys. Well, I'm here just to show you what Thomas Young did to prove that light behaves as a wave. To do that, I have a laser, just a normal pointer. I have a whiteboard here that we're gonna call screen because we're gonna project the laser over there. And between these two things, I have these kind of little windows that are actually gratings, diffraction gratings. And the first one in the left has 100 lines per millimeter, the second one 300 lines per millimeter, and the third one 600 lines per millimeter. So imagine this is the little window and it's divided with all these lines. Okay? So the question is what's gonna happen if we pass a ray of laser through these gratings? What are we gonna see in the screen? Take a moment to think and to imagine what could happen. 1 minute, 3 hours, 60 days. So if light behaves as a particle, what I imagine that could happen is that imagine that this is the laser going through the grating. What's gonna happen? What are we gonna see here in the screen? Well, maybe the same dot, but divided. You're gonna see maybe the grating over there with empty spaces. So let's see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna turn off the light. Wow. So, first than all, there's not just one dot. There's many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe more. Yeah, there's one more over there. What else we see? Well, this one in the middle is clearly more intense than the other ones. Actually, the intensity goes down to the right and to the left too. And look, if I move the laser, the distance of the laser it doesn't really affect the distance between the dots. They move a little because my pulse is not the best. But what happens if I change the distance between these two? Well, yeah, the distance between the dots change. Smaller, larger. What happens if I move to 100 lines per millimeter? There's even more dots. And 600 lines, just 3 dots. So how can this happen? Well, we're gonna talk about that in today's lesson. And one other thing, I also have this very common tool. I'm gonna measure the distance between the screen and the grating, and also the distance between the dots for each one of the gratings. And by the end of the lesson, you will be able to calculate the wavelength of this laser, of this light, just with that 3 measurements. Okay, so let's go for it.